Okay. Says excellent connection. Says red down there. No, I don't. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, I guess we can go live now. I've got a green on OBS and I've got a green on YouTube. So welcome everybody. It's 6:45. So for new viewers. It's Thursday, right? Doesn't say. Okay. Hello to all. Let's see. I've got Terrence on. Hello, Terrence. 2 Echo 0 India Papa Kilo from the UK, where it is currently almost, let's see, 1:45 a.m. in the morning of there. You're quite the night owl. I go to sleep around 10 and then stop reading around 11. For New Year's Eve, my wife and I will wait for it to become midnight in New York and then go to bed. And Colorado can celebrate New Year's with us asleep. Battery pack. Oh, enjoyed the tour of the plane. Great. I had a little trouble I was going through today looking at my channel. For the first time since I have had the channel, I started losing subscribers. So I figured that something drastic needed to be done. And there were a couple things I went to. One was changing the name of the channel back to David Casler and then adding Ask Dave. So David Casler, Ask Dave. Because I changed it to Ask Dave, and I think that threw a lot of people off on their searches because the number of views really has been declining very rapidly ever since the hack. Also, I discovered that when they hacked my channel, they set all my videos to private. And so I did a mass change to change them all to public because there's over 1,000 of them and more like 1,300 or 1,400. And the more I look at that, the more I discover that now the mass change doesn't work. So I've been going down and changing old videos from private to public, and some of those videos are, you know, pretty recent videos that have just kind of disappeared. And I know that These are videos that people like to watch, so maybe that'll help with the views and things like that. I know that the revenue for the channel is down grossly. It's about half of what it was a couple months ago. So we'll see what happens as that goes on. That's kind of, you know, I actually rely on the channel for about half my retirement income. So, you know, these videos are all free, and if that's the way you like to relate to the channel, great. I have no objection to that. I post them to be free. They are put up there with some, you know, advertising. But I do have a patron page, and there is also a tip jar and things like that for people who would like to pay. You'd be amazed that some people are truly grateful for the information they get, and the easiest way to reward a channel like that is to subscribe, click like, share, tell other people, and so on. And then things get taken care of. I've got 119,000 subscribers. I've lost 345 in the last 4 weeks. And I think that is entirely due to the hack. I changed the name of the channel from David Casler to Ask Dave. And I think that's a big part of it, because people remember the name of the channel as David Casler. So I ran a little poll. I'll show you the poll here if I can get to it. For some reason the mouse, I may need to replace the battery in this mouse. If we go to Studio again and get to the right one, if you look at the, let's see, I'm going to have to move this up to get it into the screen. Oh, we have to start streaming there. Okay, then I think we can change screens. So I asked the question earlier today, should I revert to the original channel name of David Casler? Should I keep the changed name, which is Ask Dave? And should I keep the name that I updated today, which is David Casler Ask Dave? So people would at least know it's my channel. So only a third of viewers like the new channel name as compared to have something with my full name in it. There's just 76 votes so far, but of the people who care to vote, it's in the community tab there. If you go to my channel page, which is at youtube.com/Dave Casler, DAVECASLER, take you right to that, and then you can respond to this poll if you like. So today I went through page after page after page after page of videos. I discovered that if a video is private, it does not count in your total number of videos. Only the public ones do. So I went and was changing private, private, private to public, public, public. I tried doing one page at a time, where you just click the X at the top, selects them all, change to public, and it takes forever to do that. So I've just been doing them one at a time. And I think I'm about halfway through. I'm down to the Ask Dave 230. So I've got 230 Ask Dave videos to go to make sure that they are public. So let's see what we've got here. T. Clupper enjoyed the tour of the plane. Yeah, I don't know how it looked on your side. What I'm afraid was, if you are subscribed and you click notifications, that you probably got 100 of them today. every time I changed that private to public, it may have generated a notice to you. And if so, I've flooded your in-basket. I'm so very sorry. And I'm also sorry to say I'm not done. I think I may have my assistant who comes to, well, he doesn't come tomorrow. That's right. He is having his wisdom teeth out today. Poor guy. I gave him all kinds of gas about that on Monday. I have a picture somewhere of after I got done with my Mormon mission in the Philippines. I had wisdom teeth out, impacted wisdom teeth taken out. Impacted means they're hitting other teeth. And I looked like a chipmunk. My face all swollen up over here. It was really something. Dad took a picture of it. So I found out something different. I've got to have a different kind of surgery done in a month here. This is not avian. This is filtered refrigerator water. I keep refilling it. So T. Klepper enjoyed the tour of the plane. I found out yesterday that they have moved my plane from my hangar into their big maintenance hangar to do the work on it. I really don't think it'll take that long. They have to replace the main gear struts, which were bent a little bit. And then they have to replace basically the front, from the front wheel up to the point where it steers it inside the airplane. So they've got to do that. And they, of course, have to bolt on the new propeller. The propeller, I did not realize this, was made of wood. It's covered in some kind of a plastic. I thought it was some carbon fiber or something like that, because I had never actually hefted the propeller, because it had always been bolted to the airplane. So since the engine manufacturer says if you have a prop strike with a wooden airplane, you really don't need to change the or do the extensive examination of the engine, because stopping a gasoline engine, which is what this is, it's a 6-cylinder gasoline engine made by, I'll think of it in a moment, but it if you stop it suddenly, there's a lot of inertia, there's a lot of energy in those twirling things like this. And so it can cause that to twist and break. You can ruin an engine that way. But they say if the propeller is wooden, it absorbs a lot of the energy of the prop strike. So the stoppage is not quite so sudden. And there is a spec you can check called the runout, the engine runout, and see if that's within spec, then all you need to do is change the propeller, which of course they will. And they have all the parts now. Let's see, Kenneth D says, thank you, sir. Richie's Radio Room has added $3 to the chat revenue, which I really appreciate, and has added a little thumbs up icon. Thank you very much. William Myers, Kaagim, says, good evening, Dave and all Augies. T. Klepper, how do you recommend for starting with HF? Have a mobile VHF rig now. You can, of course, do mobile HF. It can be done. But generally, people start with an HF base station and an outdoor antenna. And I've put together what I call a reference design. It's a collection of equipment that together will get you on the air. I mean, it's got everything from power supply and how to ground it and you know, the coax to use, the antenna to use, and so on. And the basic rig is the ICOM 7300. Now, I made this recommendation a number of years ago, and Yaesu has come out with some very interesting radios that are suitable for entry level. but I have not had any chance to examine those. So I can't say right off the top of my head what I would do. But the ICOM 7300 is still a very fine radio. I set up here the reference station. Now, the word reference means just that. It's something to refer to. If you do everything on the reference design page, you'll put together a station that you can be very happy with for a pretty long time. The first thing you will probably change is the antenna. And then, you know, you'll start maybe 2 antennas, maybe whatever. You'll start going from there. But what is on that reference? And you can find the reference design at Casler, DCASLER.com/reference, the word reference in lowercase. And that'll take you to that page. And you have to scroll down a bit to get there, but it will tell you all the different things that you can put together to make that page. Just for kicks, just to make sure it's still there. Let's go to dcasler.com. Casler.com, not giveaway, but reference. Here it is. And I'm hoping this thing works. Yes, it does. Okay. Here's the reference station for general and amateur extra. And it shows you all the different parts you can pull together to make for a station. So when you figure out how much this is going to cost you, check these out. I mean, you may be looking at, you can do it less expensively, of course. I'm going to get a new battery for this mouse. Packages of new batteries are definitely not made for people with or who are old. Okay, so I think it goes in there this way. Okay, let's try this mouse. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, so let's go back to normal view. Back to the here so I can see what's going on. So that reference design will do, I think, very nicely for you. Now, tonight I'm still using the Skylink video uplink, trying to see how well it will do. We'll see. Okay. Hello from far west Missouri area, 80 degrees Fahrenheit and 40% relative humidity. Sounds like summer is sort of sneaking in there in 0 QFT. Here it is 64 degrees and 43% relative humidity. Where I was yesterday in Montrose got up over 80. So definitely summer's on the way. Okay. Lieutenant Colonel Nicholson, Dave, can you explain how a radio works? Specifically the oscillator and the crystal. Okay, studying for the extra exam. It says thanks and best wishes. An oscillator is something that makes that's where the RF is created. Okay, an alternating current at radio frequencies, meaning for HF, somewhere between 3 and 30 megahertz, or million cycles per second. Okay, the crystal is a quartz crystal, it's a piece of quartz, and it's very carefully sized and etched to get down to the shape, and it's slapped between a couple pieces of metal. Quartz has a property that's known as piezoelectric. And what that means basically is that if you excite it with electricity at the right frequency, it will vibrate. And it'll vibrate at a single frequency. So the idea is to, believe it or not, this thing can actually wiggle back and forth at millions of times per second. And as it does that, the plates on either side of that capture that. We call it an oscillator because there has to be enough feedback to keep the thing going. But it's really more of an amplifier of those, and then that creates the radio wave. And then that wave is taken and modulated or just turned on and off from Morse code, and can be power amplified up to megawatts if you want. Ham radio operators are limited to 1,500 watts peak envelope power. But basically, that is how my wife is. UPS package. Okay. Let's see. So that basically is how radio works. It used to work back in Marconi's day, when Marconi would, he created a spark. This is Heinrich Hertz was the first guy who showed this could be done. He thought it could be done by studying Maxwell's equations as modified by Oliver Heaviside. And he was able to demonstrate that radio waves could travel through air, okay, with nothing visible in between. In other words, you could transmit information without wires, or wirelessly, and that's where the term wireless came from. So what he did was that spark is a very broadband radio frequency generator. It just generates frequencies all over the place. So if you connect that to a coil and kind of narrow down the frequencies, connect that to an antenna, whenever that spark goes, it will send out a bunch of stuff. And if you put enough power behind it, thousands of watts, you can actually make the signal go hundreds of miles. And that's what Marconi did. And he had ship to ship to ship to ship to shore on his ships crossing the Atlantic. The problem with the spark is the incredible bandwidth and its incredible inefficiency. 1,000-watt spark actually put out 15 or 20 watts of Morse code on the right frequency. So after the DeForest Audion was developed, then they started to build radio transmitters that were quite small and compact. And the wave, instead of sounding harsh, was very smooth. It was a continuous smooth wave. And that's where CW comes from. It actually does not refer to the mode, although in common everyday ham lingo it does. But it actually refers to a type of transmitter that puts out a smooth, continuous tone. So that's how radio works. Now, on the receiving end, you pick up a minuscule signal and you amplify it and listen to it. Amplify it millions of times. Now, here's a comparison I like to make. If you compare the signal a 100-watt transmitter puts out to $1 trillion worth of RF, the amount that makes it to the receiving antenna is a penny. the rest of it is lost to free space. So this is the magic of radio, taking a fairly good-sized chunk of power, radiating it in every direction, and then somebody hundreds of miles away puts up an antenna and receives 100 trillionth of that energy and is able to actually amplify that and make something useful of it. And that's the magic of radio. Okay, so there you go. I hope that helps. Michael C, KI5AE, there appear to be two live stream chat channels. I backed out of the other one and rejoined. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I only opened up one. Oh, when I go in and try to live stream on another channel. Oh, greetings. Yeah, these are different. Okay, so the people who are, I don't know what I'm streaming. I should be streaming just one. But, okay, there are two, come on, you stupid thing. Maybe I need to get a mouse. A new mouse. Okay, there's 27 people on this one. And there are 37 people on the original one, so I don't know how to make this work. I suppose what I should do is stop and start over, because in terms of streaming, we look at the settings and stream, and I'm streaming to the primary YouTube ingest server, and I've got, let's see if the stream key shows. Well, it's currently streaming. Boy, this is really strange. There are two streams. I sent out a notice just as this started. So I would suggest that you go into your email and pick up, I would suggest you go back into your email and pick up that notice, and that should put you into the correct live stream. I don't know how I can possibly. There's a KE0OG David Casler live stream, and there's a David Casler live stream. Okay, well, I can't. That's odd. I'm transmitting two live streams. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know how I did that. So let's see if we look at stream settings. The key, JBEX. Look at this one here for stream settings. View, JBEX. They've got the same streaming ID. 7JEP. 7JEP. Okay, the stream URL is the same on both of them. I don't know what to do. Okay, so if those who are on the stream that is titled David Casler live stream can go find the other stream, which is the KE0OG Dave Casler live stream. Let me see what I sent out. Okay. Okay. I see people exiting the other one and coming over. One says David Casler live stream. That is the one to exit out of. And the one to go into is the one that says KE0OG Dave Casler live stream. And they're both scheduled. No, the second one, the David Casler live stream, is not scheduled. Maybe I just started them at the same time, because the KE0OG Dave Casler live stream is scheduled for May 18th at 6:45 p.m. U.S. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, so, well, I'll have to swing back and forth between chat rooms, I guess, because I'm adding them from the same. Okay, two live stream. I backed out of the other one and rejoined. Okay, is that how you did it? This ADHD Live, hello from Dayton. I wish I could be there. I'm not. Also, you seem to have two live streams going. I know. I don't know what to do. Josh from HRCC, Ham Radio Crash Course. Hello, Josh. How are you? It's also doing a stream, so folks may trickle in later. Okay. I thought he did his on Fridays. I may have to change mine. William Meyer, KAAGIM, Dave, does the gauge or thickness of the radial wires matter? Not really. I got 500 scrap spool of 20 AWG that I'm thinking of adding to the radials. Will it help? It will help. You think of it this way. The main power goes up the vertical antenna, which is fairly thick. And then the power is divided among the radials for the down. Okay, so if you got 30 radials, you've got only 1/30th the amount of the current that's in the antenna. Now, the one that says this ADHD Live, which I think is Josh, says there seem to be two live streams going and he's not monitoring this one. Actually, I am. Glenn Martin are the two live streams, N0QFT. This ADH Live seems to be. KD9WNV wishes you great day, sir. DJ Jackson, hey Dave, and the rest of the Augies. There are two live streams going. Looks like he's watching messages on the other. I was for a moment, but if you are listening to that other live stream, look at it on YouTube. There's two names. There's a KE0OG Dave Casler live stream that was scheduled, and then there was one that seems to have just started at the same time. So this is the one he's monitoring. Actually, it's the other one, but you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream and then log back in again, and you should get to the right screen. Okay.